Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and I'm here with Hayden Hawks. He's the 2017 CCC champion. Congratulations, Hayden. You won CCC.
Yeah, it was just an amazing day out there.
So it's Sunday morning now. You won the race on Friday night. Has it sunk in that you're the CCC champion?
A little bit, you know. There's still people out there finishing the UTMB though, and the race is still going on. You know, I went out last night at like 3 in the morning to support Magda and Casey come in. So, I mean, it's just, this whole weekend's just been amazing.
You went into this race saying that you felt pretty fit and you had done a fitness test a couple weeks out. I guess your fitness just manifested itself just fine the last couple days.
Yeah, for sure. I knew I was in good shape, and I think it showed out there today, or a couple days ago. And
the time warp of UTMB weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, I just felt strong the whole time. I tried to keep it, you know, pretty calm, try to keep it as much as a training run as possible, and just keep that mindset like, hey, I'm out here on a training run, to stay calm, you know, do the best you can. And I felt comfortable almost the whole entire time.
Can you talk a little bit about what the early part of the race felt like? It looked like a kind of a literal sprint through town before you guys hit the trails.
Yeah, it was.
Some guys took it out kind of hot.
Yeah, there were some guys that kind of went out pretty hard, and you know, me and a couple other guys, Jorge and Patty, you know, some of my friends, we just kind of sat back and we're like, you know, they'll probably come back, we'll see. And
not probably.
Yeah,
sprinting.
Yeah, that's true. And it was more like a track and field or a cross country race, but. No, yeah, so I took that first climb pretty calm, actually. A lot of people think that I went out really hard, and but I didn't go that hard on the first climb. I went out really conservative and almost hiked the whole entire first climb out of Courmayeur. I was in like 15th maybe place, pretty far from the lead pack. And then once we hit the Bertone, Refuge Bertone, I was like, okay, time to run.
Let's run.
Yep,
Yeah.
and so I started running and was able to catch the pack and took the lead about maybe mile 15 or so.
Okay.
Yep, so.
And then the rest is basically history?
Yeah.
I mean, you and Ludovic Palmer, the eventual third place finisher, spent a lot of miles together, or at least in the very close vicinity of each other. Yeah.
I mean, I respect Ludo so much. He's an amazing runner. You know, winner of UTMB last year. And, you know, once I took the lead, I was like, you know, I'm just going to keep it calm, under control. And Ludo decided to come with me. And then once he started to come with me, I was like, okay, you know, let's do this. You know, let's try to pull away from the rest of the guys. And we didn't necessarily like plan to work together. Okay. But it just kind of happened.
Did you guys talk about it as it was happening, or just kind of feel it out?
Just kind of felt it out. I was actually, so down the downhills, Ludo's an amazing downhill runner.
He's super strong.
He's so strong in the downhills. And I felt like I had a little bit on him on the climbs.
Okay.
And so I was like, I would push the climbs and then he would push the downhill. And I was just trying to hold on down on some of the downhills. And so when we were kind of just like pushing on each other. Okay. Kind of how like me and Zach did last year at North Face, I felt like. Just, you know, back and forth for a little bit there. And finally, like, I felt like it was the right time where I could go. And that was on the climb going up to Champagne Lock. Okay. I was like, I'm going to run this entire climb and see if he can hold on. Okay. You know, we're friends, but we're also competitors. We want to win. And so I pushed that whole climb, ran all the way up to Champagne Lock, and was able to gain some time there.
So, just to back up a teensy bit, we're Americans here in slightly unfamiliar territory, but you had come out and recce'd the course earlier this summer, so you kind of knew what you were getting into and where you could do things like that, like make a move and...
Yeah, I came out in June, did a week or so, a little over a week of training here. So I knew the course really well. They did have to make a couple changes because of the weather, specifically at the end. And so I didn't really know like that section of the course, but I was comfortable with it. I knew where I was. I knew where the climbs and the descents were, and yeah, I was able to execute my game plan perfectly.
So the second half of the race, you were basically off the front on your own, making your own way, navigating your own way, making your way through these Euro aid stations.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that to kind of be in this unfamiliar place by yourself out there at this point, basically running in your own head?
Yeah, I've never seen so much cheese at an aid station.
Did you eat it?
No, I was a little nervous because I've never tried cheese during a race, and it was like,
how did Hayden lose the CCC? By eating cheese.
Exactly.
And
I was
spending
like,
the rest of the race in the bushes.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I don't want to spend the race in the bushes, and so I didn't eat a lot of the stuff. I saw a couple like dried apricots in there, and I was like, hey, those look familiar. I'll try some of those. Yeah, it was. I've raced in Europe before, so I was a little familiar with just the vibe and just the excitement that comes with European racing, and so it's pretty exciting. It felt familiar. A lot of friends, a lot of supporters out there supporting me the whole way, but at the same time, it was like just exciting because this is the biggest stage, one of the biggest stages in the world, and to be on that big stage it's incredible. That's really what I train for. That's what I dream of. So
Friday night in Chamonix, France, it was quite a party here. You have a kilometer or two running in town and sort of weaving your way through the narrow stone streets and through the people who are out imbibing and otherwise enjoying themselves. Did the fact that you were winning this race sink in as you were doing that? Yeah,
it really did. The cool thing too is I had an American flag, right? And I wasn't planning on actually having that. I was running down the last descent, and I was probably like maybe 2 miles from the finish, and these random people just jump out of like the trees waving this American flag like, go USA, go USA.
Were they Americans?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And I was just like, hey, can I borrow that? Can I borrow that flag? They're like, yeah, sure, just give it. They're like, give it to the Sweeneys. And I was like,
okay.
Yeah, okay, there's a lot of people here.
For the Sweeneys.
Yeah, so Sweeneys, if you're out there, I still have your flag.
I have your flag.
But I grabbed it and ran into town, and that's kind of when it like set in, like, hey, I'm gonna win this thing. Like, this is what I've been working for. It's what I've dreamed of. Like, I set a goal to win this race like last year, and it was amazing. And then coming in, like, they literally like make a tunnel, and you're running through a tunnel of people.
Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me. I'm kind of going somewhere. Excuse me.
And there's just like hands everywhere, so you're hitting hands and little kids and everything, just like running next to you and cheering you on. And I was like, oh wow, like this is why people come to this race, like this is awesome. So that's when it set in, and then I ran through that finish line, and just everything was like, like so stoked.
So Americans are starting to get, no, starting is not the right word. Of the last few years, Americans have been doing quite well in the UTMB and CCC races.
Yeah.
Do you think we're getting the hang of this?
Yeah, for sure. I think, a lot of, like I came out in June to preview the course. I think a lot of Americans are starting to do stuff like that, and preview, months before, and really come out and see what these trails are about. Plus just coming out here, so often and racing these amazing races, you get used to the atmosphere, you get used to the trails, you get used to the aid station stuff, and we're able to just run better that way. Yeah, I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, like Claire Gallagher won CCC. We had me and Jim Walmsley actually scored like a cross country race, the UTMB, last night, and we won. Like the USA would have won.
Team USA men.
Yeah.
Would have won.
We would have won. Yeah, and so this is cool.
In the top 10, right?
Yeah, it's amazing, and I think we still have more though. To be honest with you, like I think that first American to win UTMB is right around the corner.
First American man.
Man, that's what I should say. Sorry.
Man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chrissy.
Yes, Chrissy, you're amazing.
Rory.
Amazing.
Nikki.
Amazing.
Chrissy times 2.
More amazing.
Rory times 2. Just having our moment of silence for the ladies.
Yes.
Okay, Hayden. You made quite a entrance into trail and ultra running last year. Some great results, and then you had a little bit of a bobble with maybe a little bit too much racing.
Yeah.
Took some rest, and clearly you're back.
Yeah. Talking with my coach last night about it. Now we know.
Coach?
His name's Nate Hool.
Okay.
He's head coach at Idaho State University.
Got it.
Friend of mine for years. And we were talking about it, and it was like, now we know what to do. Like, we know how much I can handle. We know I need training blocks leading to races. I mean, you look at the sport these days, like you have to be on your A game every race if you want to win. There's too many fast guys out there, and women. I mean, it's amazing how the sport is just transforming and becoming so fast. And like I'm seeing what I can handle now and what I can do, what type of training I need to do going into stuff. Okay. My vert has been higher than it's ever been, and I think that helped. And so I raced too much this spring, got excited. I'm only a year into this sport, you know. It's just a common mistake, I think, and learn from it.
No, I literally think everybody who does trail and ultra running goes through what you've done, whether you're top of the sport or back of the pack. It's an exciting thing to do, to spend your days on the trails, cumulative fatigue does build up eventually.
Exactly, and I love the mountains. I love being in the mountains. Like I spend hours, every day almost in the mountains. Yeah. And it's something me and my wife and my family we love to do. And so it's nice. It's exciting when you can go race in the mountains, but you have to be careful with how many races you actually do. So
I know there's a lot of excitement and a lot of people who are talking about whether you'll go back to the North Face this fall. I hate to create excitement if you're trying to meter out your efforts, but are you going back to the North Face?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm signed up right now, so that's the plan.
Yeah.
I'll see how I recover after this though too, because I want to be ready for it.
Yeah.
But I think we're like 10 weeks out or so I should be ready to go.
A couple weeks of recovery.
Yeah, a couple weeks of recovery, and then get a short training block in. Luckily, this training block went like perfectly, and so I think a lot of the fitness I had coming into this will just transition over into North Face.
But it's going to be a little bit more of a runner's race this year. I mean, I don't think we know the full course yet, but it's finishing with a road run, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of known as a runner, though. Yeah. I think I was the only guy. Yeah. I was the only guy out there without poles, I think, in the CCC, and so like people were like swinging them around, almost hitting me, but I was like kind of just like going, and I think that'll suit me. Plus, like my training, I try to make it diverse as possible, and so I do like some track work, I do some road work, I do some very technical trail, and then I do some nice runnable trail, and so I think that helps me to be able to go on any type of terrain or any type of trail. Yeah,
I actually think, we haven't seen the final course for North Face yet, but the way that it's gonna have some of the steep climbing, but some of the really runnable descents and sections, and then finishing with a road run, really it's good for somebody like you.
Yeah, for sure, and it's
who's got that leg speed, and
yeah, I think it'll help definitely. I mean, there's going to be amazing runners out there though, so I'm definitely have to be on my A game. But it's a very special race to me. I mean, that was my first 50 mile, and it kind of set the stage for a lot of what's happening now. And I'm excited to get back. I was excited for second place, but I want to win that thing. That's always been a goal of mine. just like this was my first 100K, and so this is going to be a special race for me too as well. So I'm excited.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
On your win of the 2017 CCC, and I guess we'll see you next in San Francisco.
Yep.
It's
See
funny,
you out there.
we don't live that far apart from each other in Utah, but we only hang out in, Chamonix.
Yeah, but I was just talking
Italy.
to Megan. I need to come out and explore.
California,
explore.
yeah.
You're part of Utah.
Come to the land of red rocks and big tall mountains. So.
That's right.
Okay, congrats.
Thank you so much.